welcome to the Gamers Inn. Come on in. Pull up a chair next to the fire. This warm, nice, cozy fire outside of camera shot, possibly lighting important things on fire. So maybe we should put it out. Anyways, it looks like you've had a long journey. I'm your host, Ryan, this week. Jocelyn is preparing for the great trek from the land in which she lives now currently to the land where she will be living soon-ish. Anyways, I'm Ryan, and I'm joined by two wonderful guests once again. First off, to this side is Josh Cook. Good sir, welcome back to the show. You look comfortable.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm here lounging in my chair, relaxing into the sun.
I had no idea that it was still sunlight in Florida. Sunlight? Still right? Sunlight.
Even better, I'm so talented, I don't even look like I'm talking.
Yeah, I mean, you're those aviators. I'm super jelly. I'm also joined by, and this time I can actually say it and not creep out a guest, or maybe creep out a guest. I'm joined by the lovely Lizzy, because I always say the lovely Jimmy the Shovel. It's like, Jimmy's lovely, but he probably doesn't want to hear that. Anyways, Lizzy, welcome to the show. Velvet.
Thank you.
8 bits of velvet. Welcome.
8 bits.
So how are you? How's it going?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. We're going to talk about some video games. This is your first time on the Inn. Josh is familiar with this said territory. I think he carved his name in the Chesterfield just over there.
He's got a membership card.
Yeah, he's got a punch card. Your 5th visit's free.
He's got the bro with his initials on it.
I get a free sandwich after this one.
Wait a minute, I don't even get free sandwiches, and I work here. Co-owner, I suppose. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about some video games, and to get us sort of warmed up, I'm going to talk about a game that I have been obsessed with. It's called Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's a game that has sort of taken over my gaming time. I also picked up Fallout, and we'll talk more about that in a bit, because I see here that Josh has adamantly noted that he's been playing a lot of Fallout. And I know, Lizzy, you've been helping with him on a stream where he did some fun things, so we'll talk about that. But with Rise of the Tomb Raider, I've been basically playing that nonstop as I try to collect every single thing in that game. Are either of you familiar with the reboot Tomb Raider had a couple years ago? Did you play that title?
I have it, but I have not played it yet.
Oh,
it's
so
on
good.
my playlist.
It is so good. And I had a conversation yesterday with someone, and I had almost one of those fanboy moments where someone said, it's all right. And I'm like, no, it's really good. What are you saying?
Yeah. I played it for the Xbox One, and it was fantastic. I have played a few other Tomb Raiders before, but this one by and far just blew them all away.
Yeah, I mean, the Tomb Raider franchise certainly needed a shot in the arm to stop being just the English big boob lady that goes through tombs, right? That's what it was. And in the 90s, that's pretty much one pillar of the 2 or 3 pillars that made up video games. It was this adolescent sort of children's playground, plus older men want to play video games too. And I never really liked the old Tomb Raiders, because that's pretty much all I was reminded of, was just that this just feels weird. I know a lot of people did enjoy those titles, but for me, they just kind of came off as, I don't know, kind of boring. But the reboot that they did, it was strictly just called Tomb Raider. It combined the aspect of Uncharted, which Uncharted borrowed heavily from Tomb Raider, and it combined it with Metroidvania type stuff, where you're finding upgrades for your guns and your weapons, and you're finding collectibles that unlock little story pieces, and the narration's really cool. The character, or the actress that plays Lara, is really great. So you should certainly try that reboot. Even if you just boot it up and play it for an hour, you'll get a sense of the game and what it has to offer for you. And I mean, you might not be able to put it down. I actually started playing. I started playing the remake on PS4 before Rise of the Tomb Raider came out, and I was like, I've played this before, and I'm getting back into the groove of sneaking around, stabbing a dude, and collecting things, and oh, I can get back there if I just get this upgrade. And it's a lot of fun. So I'd be interested to hear what your take is, Lizzy, when you got a chance to boot it up, because
I'm definitely down.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's so good. The old one's good. This one's good. Josh, you have an Xbox One. I know that, right? You still have an Xbox One.
Of course.
Are you interested in Rise of the Tomb Raider, or are you just kind of swamped with all your other titles?
Well, I'm swamped with one other title.
Yeah. The one that shall not be named.
Yeah. So swamped that even despite getting invited to the Overwatch free weekend, I didn't play it. So sorry about that, Blizzard.
I didn't even write Overwatch down because I did the same thing. I was playing Rise of the Tomb Raider all weekend, and I realized, like, oh shit, the beta ends at noon on Monday. So I played like 3 games before I went to work. It was like 8 a.m. and I'm like, okay, I gotta get some games in.
I literally like clicked the install button on my computer and then went to my PS4 to go play Fallout. But definitely, like, I remember playing the reboot first Tomb Raider and just remembering that, again, it looks absolutely stunning. I'll give it that much. And I remember being in zones and just going, okay, I'm missing a collectible from this zone. Mm-hmm. We're not leaving until I find this dangling dog tag or doll or whatever it was that you collected. And I was like, I remember scouring up and down, wolves would attack, and I'm like, oh man, it's just like, it's so immersive. It's great.
Yeah, the thing they've done with this sequel is, I remember in the first one you could hunt animals, and it really didn't have a big aspect. I think there was one key ingredient to all your upgrades, which was basically salvage. It was one resource, I think, and in this one there are many resources. There's cloth, there's bone, there's leather. There are specific, like, you need bear parts to build this bow. I don't understand it, but you better go kill a bear. Yeah, I don't know. I just do what the game tells me to do. It wants me to go slaughter an endangered animal. I'm like, let's go do it. Hey, the bear came at me first.
You need a pair of
panda ears. The game told me to do it. I didn't do it on my own.
No. I mean, you're better off killing a bear. We all joke. People are probably starting to write their emails like, Ryan, people actually do hunt bears. There's a season for it. It's like, yeah, I get it, but these are like ancient lore cave bears that protect tombs, and they shan't be touched unless you have poison arrows. So yeah, when you're upgrading things, you're collecting mats from all different kind of resources. To build arrows, you're like picking apart trees and finding feathers from helpless nests. Like, you're just tearing apart nests. Just, I don't need these eggs. What am I doing? And you're just taking the feathers out and build an arrow. Yeah, it's like nature, balance of nature. Who needs that? And it's just really satisfying to go around and you can craft your ammunition, so you can constantly be crafting your normal arrows and your special arrows as well. In this game, they give you the first thing they give you is poison arrows. I won't spoil the whole thing, but you get these poison arrows, and basically what it does is it allows you to get off a stealth kill from multiple enemies just by shooting an arrow and creating this dust of poison. It's really entertaining. They've really expanded the combat. I always am geared to the bow. I love using the bow, and the fact that they've opened up the options to allow me to do it with your poison arrows, your fire arrows, your grenade arrows, your normal arrows, and then even your normal arrows get upgrades as you go as well. And it's just really satisfying. Like, Josh, you nailed it in that you would be doing an area. I'm at the end of the game where it says to you, and I love when games do this, this is your last checkpoint. You won't be able to fast travel until after you beat the game. Do you want to continue? And it's like, no, I want to stop what I'm doing. I want to stop saving the world. I'm going to go back to that fireplace at the start of the game and collect as many Byzantine coins as I can, because that's how I roll.
Ryan, are you prepared to disarm the nuclear bomb? Whoa. I haven't found all my ancient coins.
I missed the cup.
Yeah. Oh, there's lots of cups. There's relics.
The world can wait.
Yeah.
Come on.
I gotta raid some tombs, dog.
Yeah.
The game is really great. The story is kind of like, I don't know, there's an ancient civilization, and you're in their valley, and there's bad people, and you got to shoot them, and it's like
very Tomb Raider-y.
Yeah, there's no dinosaur.
It sounds very Uncharted-y too.
It's very Uncharted-y. D. There's maybe King DDD. That's the bad guy. He just shows up at the end. It's very fun, and the story being this sort of secondary thing for some, and even for me, would normally be like, that's an atrocity when it comes to games. I love my story, but in this one, you're just interested in this character, and there is an underlying. There may not be an underlying story that really keeps you going, but there's an underlying motivation. Like it's based off of your father and what he was searching for and how he passed away and how he influenced his daughter to kind of, do what she does, and how she had thought he was just this quack, and having what she experienced in the first game kind of gave her the motivation to start looking back at what her father was doing and realize that he was on the right path. He wasn't crazy. I mean, we're not going to spoil it, but at the end of the first game, there are some things that happen, not like ground shattering things, but just some events that like made Lara question her place in the world and what the world has to offer. It's not like oh my god, it's not like the Holy Grail or anything. It's just it just sets up the world in a way that's like, oh, okay, so these next games are going to not be so grounded. They're going to be out there a little bit. But anyways, Rise of the Tomb Raider, if you own an Xbox One, I highly suggest picking this game up. It's so much fun. I'm going to beat it this weekend because I think I've got like maybe 2 or 3 more collectibles that I want to get. It's a lot of fun. And then there's an expedition mode that I want to try, which is basically like time trial with special modifiers added in. I know you're busy with Fallout, Josh. Lizzy, you're gonna jump on the bandwagon. You're gonna start playing some Tomb Raider. I'm gonna expect to see it all over Twitter, and I want to hear what your thoughts are. So that's good. But before we jump into another big title, let's talk about some of these little titles that you're playing, Lizzy. You've got your Vita. I don't own a Vita, so I'm
Vita.
Interested.
Yes.
Somebody owns a Vita.
Yeah, we found the person. She's right over here.
Yes. I don't know. Like, I'm bummed that there's not any more AAA games that are going to be released on it. Like, it's all going to be little indie games and little publishers, but that's okay. Like, I still really like it.
Do you have PlayStation Plus? Like, you're getting that sort of value?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I was actually, I don't know if I was telling Josh, but I've had it for so long that I've accumulated over 400 digital games. So.
Oh, is that all?
Wow.
That's it.
Just 400?
So, yes, I have Tomb Raider.
Sounds like you're busy this weekend. No, PlayStation Plus is great. I really like it. Actually, they just announced December's titles, and my favorite thing is the fact that I get a game on PS4, but my friend who hasn't upgraded gets a game on PS3, and the one person that I know who owns a Vita, that's a lie. I know a couple people own a Vita. There's you and another person. The Vita, yeah, there's 2 of you. You guys should exchange friend request names, and then you can play whatever games you can play together. I don't know.
That's a little game.
Yeah, so it's good that you get to take advantage of that, because I see those Vita titles, and I'm like, it's free. I've been this close, like, to buying a Vita just to kind of experience those games that I am technically paying for and not using.
Yeah, like we get, what is it, like 6 or 7 games a month on all 3 systems, like together. So it works out perfect. Like.
Yeah, everybody gets a little something. Although I finally packed away my PS3. It was on my desk, and I finally put it away.
Oh no!
I know. It's like it just sits there, and you never hook it up, and there's only so much time.
You don't use it anymore? Oh man!
Well, you can join us in Castle Crashers, man.
Wow, I have that.
I still use mine like all the time. I'm not done with the PS3.
Well, I am.
I mean.
God.
Sorry.
You're killing. Do you own a PS4, Lizzy, or?
I do.
Oh,
yeah, okay. I have all 3.
Oh, that's good. So you got the whole experience when it comes to PlayStation Plus. That's good, because I love PlayStation Plus, and I've been getting more into Xbox games with gold.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you. And they offer 1 new game every 15 days for each system, both Xbox One and 360. So it's a similar but their own approach. But what are you actually playing on your Vita? You've got a couple games here. There's one that looks to be like you're preparing for a specific media event. Well, Super Star Wars. I figured
Oh.
You're preparing to go see the movie Star Wars.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't have. I should have phrased that better.
I haven't bought my tickets, and they're all sold out. So
wait a minute, they're all sold out? I haven't bought my ticket either.
Well, over here, yeah, they sold out the first day for like the first 2 weeks. They're all sold out. So
the first 2 weeks? You're kidding me?
Cool. Nope.
Are we surprised?
Even like the high end.
Because I'm not.
All right, guys, we just need to pause the show real quick. Okay. Kingston, Ontario movie tickets. Oh, it looks like actually nobody lives here in Canada. It's just me and Jocelyn. So yeah, it looks like it's wide open.
She bought up all the tickets.
Jocelyn, yeah, she bought up the entire theater, the only one we have in Canada, and she didn't invite me. So that's unfortunate. She wouldn't do that, Josh. Jeez, don't put any ideas in anyone's head. So you're not going to go see Star Wars for 2 weeks. You're going to avoid spoilers by sitting in your house, locking all the doors, putting blackout curtains, and then for good measure, covering yourself with a nice fuzzy blanket. What are you playing?
This is going to sound really bad, but I haven't seen the trailer yet because I don't want to get overhyped and then be disappointed that I can't see it when everybody else is watching it who bought their tickets. It's like, oh. Man, I can't even know the character. I don't want to know the characters. I don't know what the story.
Han Solo's in it, I heard. Is that a spoiler? I mean, most people would get jazzed just knowing that Harrison Ford's in a movie and he's excited to be in it. Yeah. Like that's what gets me excited. The fact that Harrison Ford is out there talking about this.
My role.
Exactly. I can wear that sweet vest. But you're playing Super Star Wars.
What is the Super Star Wars?
Yeah, I think I played that a while ago.
Yeah, you would have played it a very long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away? Is that what you're saying?
In a galaxy far, far away.
Nailed it.
Super Star Wars is the remake of the Super Nintendo Star Wars game, I believe. I think it's Super Nintendo.
Oh, it's a remake?
But yeah. What?
It's a remake?
It's a remake. Yeah, see, I didn't think so either. And then boyfriend told me that it was, and I looked it up, and it totally was. Like, I was caught off guard. But it's one of those... Have you played, like, Golden Axe or Altered Beast or, like, those remakes at all?
Yeah, I just looked it up, and I'm like, I remember that game.
I think I played the one on NES, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Not the Super NES.
How difficult it was? That's pretty much what it is. It's like it kept the difficulty during the remake. Like, I don't know how to get past this part. Is this even possible? How did people play this back in the day?
You have to have the Force, Lizzy.
You have to have patience.
So how do you...
But
is this game out? Like it... Or did you have to did you have to buy another game to get it?
Nope. You can buy it on its own. I want to say it is $9.99. It is available on PS4 and Vita. I do not believe it's available on the PS3, but I got it on the Vita.
Nice. So is it
on
cross
the Wii Virtual Console too?
Oh
really?
Yeah. Look at this.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty interesting. Yeah, $9.99 even in Canada, which is nice because they like to jack that. You can play as Han Solo, 8-bit Han Solo or 16-bit Han Solo, I guess it would be.
But really cool. Not right away.
Oh,
no.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, now who's spoiling it?
Now
I
want to play.
Up to it. Like, I don't want you like buying the game and then being like, "Where's Han Solo?" I can't.
You start off as a Jawa.
Wootini? No, wait, that's not. Wait, that is the Wootini, isn't it?
Yes.
That's the only one I know how to do, and I just do it over and over again until I get the character. Wootini! Or no, what do the Ewoks say? They're just like chop chop or something.
Yes, that's the Jub Jub ones.
They're the Jub Jubs. All right. What are the guys that go?
It's funny. Like I know.
It's the sand people.
Yes, sand people.
Okay.
I was like, I can see that.
Oh, they're holding the staff above their head.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I'm watching that happen, and I'm like, I don't know what are those guys again? All I could see is Ryan's face with the staff above his head.
Yeah. And then you got obviously the Chewy, the classic.
Yeah.
And it's got that 8-bit crunch to it, probably. Because of its Super Star Wars. So how far did you get in Super Star Wars? It sounds like you were saying it's difficult, so...
I did not beat the first stage.
That sounds like about what
and
I would
I
do.
was playing for a good, I would say a good like half an hour, and I don't think I came close. I hit a boss. I don't know if it was the boss. It was something that I just could not get past. Like, I don't know. Those games are really hard for me. Like the old games. Like
they're tough.
I don't know how we played when we were kids.
Yeah. Well, I think really when I was a kid, I was just terrible. I don't think I sort of hit my stride with games. That's why I really like Nintendo games. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, Ryan, you're just bad at video games. Like, yeah, I was. When I was a kid, I was terrible at video games. And that's why I was sort of drawn to Nintendo games, because they were designed in a way that wasn't bad. A lot of older games.
It didn't make you feel bad about losing.
Yeah, well, that too. And a lot of older games were just designed poorly, and that's why most of them, that's why they were hard. Now, some games that were designed specifically to be difficult, like Mega Man, that's a different story. But a lot of these games, just not very good, but we played them anyways because we were kids, and you know, you go to the Blockbuster, you pick up your new what was it? I played a stupid game on Super NES. It was like Conga Adventure, or I don't know. It was interesting. But,
Donkey Kong.
Well, no, it wasn't Donkey Kong. It was like a ripoff. It was like I can't even think of what it was, but it was like a guy with blue hair, and he was like part monkey, part human, and then he would go like Super Saiyan. And no, I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Before. I don't know what game it is, but when you said half monkey, half man with blue hair, I was like, I know what that is.
Yeah, and you get hit, and then like when you die, I think you turn into a monkey, and then you die. Like a little monkey. We're not talking about like you just grow hair and all of a sudden you go, ooh, ah. You literally turn into a little monkey. I remember that like it was yesterday, me playing with my brothers. But so you didn't get very far in Super Star Wars. No one blames you. I probably wouldn't get very far either. I'm terrible at old video games. But Super Beat, Xonic. Xonic? Is the X silent?
Yeah.
Onic. Xonic?
That one is incredibly fun. Like, I do have a complaint about the Vita. The memory card it comes with is super small, and if I play a game like Super Beat Sonic, I have to take everything else off the Vita in order to fit this one game, and it's really annoying sometimes.
Really?
But this game is worth it.
So
throwing that out.
So with the Vita, how do you do that? Do you just back up everything to your PS4 and then?
Yes. So you connect to a content manager online, and then it saves all your files.
Oh, nice. So I was just the reason I had reacted that way is because I loaded up the Super Beat Sonic website, and
all up in your face.
It's like it just starts playing like disco beats, like.
Anyways, also, everybody listening just kind of gotta.
Oh yeah, good point. I guess it would. Now everybody in the chat room is reacting.
Not kidding.
Yeah. So, anyways, don't go to that website, but I'm sure it gives you a good idea of what you're about to play. So, what is this game? It seems like it's a disco party. So, elaborate. Oh, we might have lost her. The supersonic beats took Lizzy out of the equation. She got so supersonic beat that she discoed right out of the Skype call. While we're getting her back, we'll come back to this. We'll talk about another little game that you're playing, Josh. You've jumped on the Fallout Shelter bandwagon about 5 months late. Want to explain to me why you did that?
Oh, that's how old that is?
Oh yeah, it came out with when E3 when they announced Fallout 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Did you think it just came out?
Well, no, I thought it was like kind of alongside Fallout 4, so I was like, oh, this is a neat little kind of side release. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, Josh, you're just late.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like it's awesome that you're playing it because it is an interesting game. Yes. How far have you gotten? Are you super addicted to it? Is that
well, it's funny. It's like any other game out there on the iPad, similar base building. You click on certain buildings, you get certain resources. It's the same thing. But because I've had so much fun with Fallout 4, I'm loving Fallout Shelter. Like, and you know, I'm not spending any money on it, so I'm proud of that. But like, if I'm like, oh, you know, I don't feel like booting up Fallout 4 right now, and I got to work a few things on my computer. Oh, let me open it up right here on my iPad next to me, and I'll just kind of poke around on it. And it's a fun little game that I kind of feel bad I'm late, but yeah, it's my addiction outside of Fallout 4. I wouldn't say addiction. It's real fun because it's like, oh, it's my own vault, you know.
Yeah, I don't think you should feel bad that you're late, because being like, it's just as the matter that you're having fun with it. That's all that matters. And yeah, I don't think you should feel like you're late to the game, because I am just like you. I want to consume everything about a title and have it constantly pumping its creativeness into my brain to constantly be feeding that addiction for this new world that I'm experiencing. So with Fallout 4, the way I've been playing it less than I normally would a game that I've been anticipating for years. So what I've been doing is I purchased the soundtrack, which is really good, but I will preface in saying that it's music that is designed for an open world game that is a Wasteland. So the intro track, which is probably my favorite piece of video game music from the entire year, the main theme for Fallout 4 is perfect.
Yes.
It's amazing. The rest
Which,
of the
by
music...
the way, same director as the guy who did Dragon Age as well.
Really? See that?
Enan Zur. He's done like 50 video game titles, 30 TV shows, and 10 movies. Mm-hmm. Dude's like done a lot.
I really loved the Dragon Age soundtrack. So the fact that you're telling me that he did Fallout does not surprise me. And Lizzy's back. Hello, Lizzy.
Hi. I don't know if it's gonna live.
Hey, you know what? We'll keep it on life support. We're good. We're talking about Fallout Shelter now, and the fact that we're kind of feeding our addiction for these games with just outside content within the same world. And the fact that I've been listening to a lot of the Fallout 4 soundtrack. Josh, I did see you tweet that you were like thinking about just doing the same thing as me, just surrounding yourself with Falloutness, and the soundtrack's fantastic. I've basically been listening to the main theme on repeat. It's so good.
Yes.
So you're doing that probably in a better way, in that you're actually still playing a game. You're playing Fallout Shelter. I should pick that one back up. I remember it just got kind of unwieldy the farther I got into the game, and it got less rewarding, I think.
Yeah, I've definitely hit a point where it's like, oh, I'll look at it every 5 minutes, tap the screen a few times, and then just kind of go back to what I was doing. The initial like, oh, this is kind of cool thing is starting to wear off a little, but because of some side projects I'm working on, I kind of want to just like stay in that universe and keep the creativity pumping into me so I don't lose track of all the awesomeness that is the Fallout universe. Yeah,
the free-to-play aspect of it, I think most games have that reaction where you're kind of into it at the beginning when the free-to-play isn't really butting heads with you as much. And I've been playing the Walking Dead one, and I have had the same thing where I've kind of hit that wall where I'm like, yeah, I'm just hitting that paywall too much, guys. I'm gonna step this way, and you know, it's really sad. It plays the music from the Incredible Hulk, where it's like doo 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 as I walk away from my iPad. It's kind of manipulative how it does that. Me. Yeah, exactly. And then you just hear that, and like, Siri, don't read those notifications. That is not allowed. But yeah, that's really good. But the reason I actually got you both on is that I saw that Josh had thrown a shout out to thank you for helping him with his Fallout stream, and that you created a Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator Fallout character. So tell me a bit about that.
Well, Fallout, in case nobody's played it before, in Fallout 3, same with Skyrim and all these Bethesda titles, their third person is, you just don't do it. It just doesn't look that great.
No, yeah.
So I popped into the third person mode on Fallout 4 and I started running around, and I'm like, he runs kind of funny, like a 1980s muscle action star, which you're
heavy.
Like, yeah, there's a reason they don't run a lot, because it just looks, oh, my muscles are in my way and it's tough to run. And I was like, you know who probably runs like that? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He does.
And then I was like, wait, what if the Terminator got sent to the Fallout timeline by accident?
Dun dun dun. Now, is there a rule where while you're streaming you have to talk like you're Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That is going to be part of the video series that I'm doing, where I have to do a little bit of editing just because the guy's voice in the Fallout thing doesn't quite match 1980s bulky super action star. It's kind of the opposite.
You took my baby. Why did you take my baby? You killed my wife.
And the
Spoilers.
Here's my son. I'm like, that's not Terminator. Come on. Even when I was like being mean, he was like, yeah, that's not cool. Sure. I'm like, what? That's not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that's really cool. And you nailed the character. Like, you got the glasses, you got the leather jacket. All you need
it was
is a bike.
Hilarious when we were actually making the face. Because I didn't really experiment. Yeah, Lizzy's trying not to crack up.
Sorry.
I hadn't really experimented a lot with all the face manipulation you can do until I did the stream. And when we were first doing it, I was just messing around. Man, you can make some funny looking faces on that thing. At one point, I had a face that looked like he was playing the Chubby Bunny game, where you stuff marshmallows into your mouth. And
I'm glad you finished that, because I was gonna say, what's the Chubby Bunny game?
And like his cheeks were all out, and his jawbone is dangling, and then had a guy who almost looked like Richard Nixon and Winston Churchill, and I'm like, oh my god, this is just so ridiculously fun, and it's only character creation.
I saw a great Waluigi, which I was pretty stoked about.
Somebody made a Charlie Sheen character as well.
Nice.
It's like the customization in it was fantastic. But like with the help of the chat room, I'm like, all right, guys, hair 1, 2, or 3. And I'm like, oh, hair 3. Okay, we're gonna go 3. Should I do this, this, or this? And we pulled up a picture of when he was playing Terminator in the original movie. I'm like, oh well, he has a massive chin. Let's put a massive chin on him. All right, boom.
That's really cool.
We did. What was the final change we did? Was it the eyebrows? I think it was the.
It was the eyebrows. It was the eyebrows. Were thick, and then you made them like thin.
No, they were thin. We made them thick.
Oh, other way.
Yeah, and like we changed the eyebrows to thick, and then like we kind of stared at it, and we're like, "Oh, this is kind of creepy," because that looks just like them. And like, you can do where you tilt the head forward, and he kind of gives you that look upwards, that creepy little stare,
like he's scanning you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to ask though, are you playing by like Terminator rules? So when you come out of the vault, you're naked and you got to go find clothes? Is that what you're doing?
We were talking about that.
Spoiler alert. That's actually how the video series is going to start.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
You're kneeling down, and it's like if you look really close, you can see your wiener. Like, is that what it is happening?
Well, I'm not sure if you've ever noticed, but when you're crouching in third person, you're actually in the same pose that he's in when he first teleports in like that. So I was like, oh my god, that is perfect. The only problem is I can't take off my clothes without a Pip-Boy, so I have to go get the Pip-Boy, go back, and then just pretend I just hopped out of the thing. So
that's pretty cool. That's a really fun way to play it, and putting an interesting spin on streaming your video game as opposed to just, I'm gonna play Fallout. You're actually doing it in a themed way, and I think that's kind of a really cool way to play the game. Me, I'm just a badass survivor, just trying to find my kid while also killing bandits and being a Minuteman.
I also have that playthrough, so
you're kind of like splitting it.
Yeah, but man, have you tried being mean in the dialogue?
Yeah, you're a terrible person.
Yeah, the NPCs, like, was it Preston? The first minute? Oh my god, he gets sour if you're just mean in conversation. I was like, oh, Preston, I'm sorry, dude. It's all a role play. It's not really me, man. I'm sorry.
It shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody that I can't be mean to people in video games. Like, I can't be like I could never play as Renegade in Mass Effect. I gotta be nice. I gotta like do Paragon to hug button. You know, I can't do the. Although an occasional punch.
Pole and Infamous.
Yeah, I think maybe. See, I couldn't even do that. Even with Second Son, I think I played through it a second time to get the platinums being evil. And then I had to skip through the cutscenes because like I just don't feel comfortable. Like he's a total dick. And
yeah, it just like goes around.
Yeah, he just goes around kicking people in the nards. Like no, don't do that. It's bad. So Lizzy, are you playing Fallout? Or you're interested in playing Fallout?
I've just been watching it mainly. Yeah, like the biggest thing I even had with it was Josh making his character, and that was absolutely hilarious. And it just made me want to spend hours making a character.
Yeah, no, the character creation is really cool, and I think it's a game worth picking up. And have you played any of the other Fallout games in the franchise?
I've started Fallout 3. I barely even scratched the surface of it. Like with those kind of games, I want to like have a chunk of time available to dedicate to them. I don't want to just play it like an hour here, an hour there, because I don't think I'll get the whole feel of the game by just doing that. So it's hard to get the time to like have to play those kind of games.
I completely and utterly understand that sentiment. I think that's kind of why I'm not playing a lot of Fallout. It's just having that huge chunk of time to play these epically large games is really necessary, because if you're away for even, I find, a couple days, you're like, okay, where was I? How do I do this?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. We're going to move into our topic and maybe talk a little bit about how you might be able to get your hands on Fallout 4 for a discount price. But let's thank our patrons at patreon.com/thegamersin. You help this show be more than just a show. You help it get a game night. You help it get a hangout once a month. And there's lots of other cool stuff that you can do. So if you go to patreon.com/thegamersin, like Chris did just last week, she became a patron. And she had suggested some video games that we play. And you can do the same thing by going to patreon.com/thegamersin. Now, topic of the week, as of course, it's to me, it is Black Friday weekend.
Yeah.
Where there's a bunch of sales. Now to you two, it's Thanksgiving as well as Black Friday. So you guys have Thanksgiving tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
well,
we do.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'll preface that. Now that we got that out of the way, sales. Everybody wants to sell us stuff. Everybody wants to give us discounts on video games. We actually got an email that will help us with this conversation from Mike, who says, with the large number of big releases lately, Fallout 4, StarCraft, Battlefront, Old Hunters, Tomb Raider, and Just Cause 3 to name all the big ones, I think, what will you and some of the folks listening be spending their time on? I know I only have so much time and money, so plan to get Fallout and Old Hunters, which is the Bloodborne expansion, as both those original game and previous entries have been favorites of mine, and maybe Just Cause because Just Cause 2 was just so much fun, seriously worth it if you have never played like Far Cry with less rules. So that's what Mike is planning on doing, and he's probably keeping a close eye on these Black Friday deals, and we'll do a rundown of some of the places where you can find those deals, because frankly, everybody's running a sale. US, Canada, probably worldwide when it comes to some of these digital sales. But is there anything, Josh, that you're on the lookout for on sale that you're hoping to pick up at a discount?
Well, for me, like, I'm very limited on funds. Lately, I've been buying like one game every 1 or 2 months, so I'm very selective. Yeah. And with Fallout 4, like, I love it to death, but it is a single-player game. So I'm probably looking for something more co-op oriented. And I've been very interested in StarCraft Legacy of the Void. It's got the cool Archon mode. But outside of that, I mean, he has a point. Just Cause is a fantastic game, and it's so much fun. But I don't know. It's like all these cool games. For me, it's too many good games to try to decide on one. So I'm kind of glad Fallout 4 is such a big game, so I can kind of avoid all these sales and be like, oh, wow, everything I want is cheap? Sure. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same issue where I'll look at a sale, and I actually have been having this fight with myself and discussing it with others. And I guess I'll bring it up here too, considering we haven't talked about it on the show. And I've got 2 new subjects to deal with here. So here's my hypothetical, and it's not a hypothetical because it's actually something that I'm toying with right now. Xbox One is having a major sale. They have a promotion going on that if you buy the 5 holiday titles that have come out, you get $60 back, in which I have 3 of those titles. The 2 remaining titles are Forza 6 and Gears of War Remake. I'm really interested in the Gears of War Remake. Forza, I would try it, but I'm not a big racing fan, especially the simulator type. I can buy a twin pack, both games, for $80, which is discounted by about $50. And that's $80 Canadian, so it's in the States it's even cheaper. So if anybody's hearing this conversation and thinking like, oh man,
65 with gold, 75 without gold.
So if you are paying, if you're an American and you have if you have $65 an American, or you have a bunch of Canadian toonies, you could probably feel for me here. So what I'm thinking is I buy that, I complete the set, so technically I'm getting Gears for $20 and a free copy of Forza. That's probably the best way I've been able to rearrange it in my head. Now, the $60 is a rebate that gets added to my account. And I mean, let's face it, there's going to be an Xbox One game that I'm going to want to buy down the road. So that's not really an issue. So I ask you, Lizzy, what do I do? You got to help me here. I'm just hoping the sale ends by the time I make a decision. I'm like, well.
Yeah. Like, I know PlayStation kind of does the same thing. Like, they do if you spend, I think it's $100 in the store, they give you a $10 rebate. And we were kind of talking about this last night, and it's like, well, you still have to spend a lot of money to get that rebate. Like, I don't know how much you spent on the other games, but I can see how looking at it that way helps, because the ones are already done. They're no longer in question. They've already been bought. It's no longer an issue. It's just what you have right now and what you want to spend. So I say go for it. Like, sounds like a deal.
Yeah,
$20 in a free game.
It's a good deal, and the fact that the other games in sort of the you must buy promotion, it's available to everybody. It's an Xbox Live Rewards program kickback, I suppose. And if it was like Rare Replay, which I'm a huge fan of Rare, so I bought that day one. Halo 5, big fan of Halo, and then of course Rise of the Tomb Raider. So those games were must buys, even if there was a kickback program. So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of looking at all these other sales, and I'm like, this is the only one that's really caught my eye. I don't really, well, there are some other ones that have caught my eye, but this is the one that's really got its teeth sunk in me, and
yeah,
I don't know, and I just don't know, but I am. We'll table that, but I think that's the best advice I've gotten so far. You should just do it. So I appreciate it.
Well, because if it's not an issue, like if I don't know if you have the $80 to spend, and
well, I mean, the way I see it, there's really nothing else coming out this year that I'm interested in, and then it's like
it'll be your Christmas present to yourself.
Exactly, and I've been good this year. I deserve it.
If I may say so myself.
Yeah, I'm a little biased, but let's just say, been really good this year. Lizzy, is there anything kind of poking out at you that you're interested in terms of these sales that are going on right now?
Well, I just saw the PlayStation Co-op sale that was posted last night that I'm actually twiddling my thumbs on. Oh my god, there's so many games on this list that I want, but I can't afford them all, and it sucks because they're at such good prices that I'm like, oh my god, do I get like a bunch of small ones, or do I get like 1 or 2 big ones? Decision.
Yeah, there are some really great titles, and I gotta applaud PlayStation for not just discounting everything, even though this is a huge list. They've kind of gone with a theme. And I've been eyeing the Ultimate Edition of Diablo for some reason on consoles, just to kind of have a version that I can play on the couch, just to kind of relax and kill demons with. And that it's $30, which is probably the lowest it's been in a very long time. But and then there's also the 10% off coupon here. I just saw that, so that's also
you get the code.
Yeah. So I don't know, like that's That's a solid sale.
Well, I like I love co-op games. Like, I love playing with other people and just teaming up and going for it. So when I saw this list, I almost called Josh and was like, Josh, I'm sending you money.
Pick one.
Like, we are getting these games.
Nice. Was there something that immediately jumped out to you in terms of like a co-op experience? I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, well, we finished Army of Two, the Devil's Cartel, I believe, and the other one is on this list. So that was the first one.
Say what?
That's like, yeah, 40th Day is on this list for $4. $4.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Is that a PlayStation?
$2 with the PlayStation Plus.
Oh, okay. $2. See, like, can't go wrong.
Oh wait, that's the PSP though.
What? Am I looking at it wrong?
I don't have a PSP. You're the only one with the PSP.
She has got a PSP and a PS Vita.
Vita.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I'm not even paying attention.
She just saw the game that we loved playing together and was like, Josh, buy it. I'm like, but I don't have a buy it.
Oh yeah, there's Army of Two, 40th Day, PSP. Yeah, $2. That's a pretty solid deal if you have $2. Rocket League's there. I see that. That's pretty much a shoo-in if you didn't get that for free.
Yeah.
Even
Seriously,
if you haven't played it, it's at a great price right now.
Yeah,
like,
$20 was a great price for Rocket League. And if you haven't bought it yet, it's $14, $12 if you have PlayStation Plus, and it's also $14 on Steam. So
yeah,
it's also fun.
Yeah, it's very fun.
It's fantastic.
I'm thinking
do yourself a favor.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might buy all the DLC. Like, I like to do that when these Steam sales roll around. Just be like, you know what? I really like this game. I want to support the developers, especially Rocket League. That they deserve every bit of success that they've been getting. They've been supporting the community in such a great way with free updates as well as paid updates and being very vocal about what they're adding to the games. So definitely go like just buy all the DLC.
Which, by the way, is currently 30% off.
Yeah, we play mostly on
Christmas DLC.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It's just great what they're doing, and for those who are wondering, the great thing that Valve is doing with their Steam sale is no more checkbacks, no more checking in for the daily deals. Now the front page will update with new deals to kind of give you spotlights, but really there's no gimmicks, there's no card collecting. You just go in, you look at the front page, it shows you the deals that are being featured, but everything is on sale, everything is discounted deeply to give you the best deals no matter what time.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, it's very dangerous because you have access to everything.
I don't know if I want to go on Steam right now.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, how much money do I have after rent?
I've been toying with the idea of checking out Endless Legend. We had a listener write in and kind of wonder if we've ever played a 4X game, and Endless Legend has always kind of piqued my interest. And at $20, because we all know I'd have to buy the collection. I can't just buy the base version, which
so basic.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I need my what was it? What's the keyword? Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. But I love buying DLC when these sales come out. Yeah. So we got Steam. That's a big thing. You've got your PlayStation. Xbox has a big one coming up, or happening right now. Some highlights there. We already talked about the Twin Pack. Here's the Storm, 50% off everything. That is like, it's just 50% off everything. You don't even have to think about it.
No, yes, I do.
Like, what about yes? What about yes?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Lizzy's got it.
After Smite, I can't. Like, when we first did the first Odyssey in Smite, and then someone somewhere posted how much whoever did all of the Odyssey, how much they really spent, and I saw that number. I was like, okay.
What was it?
It was well over $100.
No, really? Oh
yes,
dear.
For every item
like
on
the Uncharted collection for N3. Like, if you buy all the DLC, you'll pay a pretty penny for it.
This wasn't DLC. This is skins.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, on a single game, pay that much.
Yeah, that's true. And if you're buying, like Lizzy's saying, like DLC skins, I think when it comes to Smite, I did the Odyssey the one year, and I really enjoyed it. It was a time when we were playing a lot of it, and I know a lot of like, I know you guys still play a lot of it, but for me, I have to be actively engaging with the game outside of once a week to want to really throw money at it. But right now, actually, Smite, not to jump away from Heroes, we'll come back to that in a second, but Smite has their gems on sale and their God Pack as well. So if you've ever been interested in trying Smite and have seen us playing it, it's a great time to jump in and get a discount on that already amazing deal, which is all the gods, past, present, and future, for I think it's like $20 now. That's what it's discounted to. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It's like 30% off, and it was $30 before.
Yeah, but with Heroes, they've added a single or a limited time only available StimPak for 360 days, and I think it was $60. I heard someone saying. I could be wrong, but I'm not a big StimPak guy. Do either of you play Heroes?
Yes.
No, Lindsay, you don't play, or Lizzy. We had Lindsay on last week. There's too many. Sorry.
It's okay.
Lizzy, you're not a Heroes person then?
I haven't played it, so I could be.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You probably don't want to deep dive with a $60 StimPak, but the fact that you can go in there and see a hero that you really like and buy it at $5 as opposed to $10, which really, like, I think $10 a hero is a bit much. So $5 is a good deal.
Now that you're talking about it, I'm like, oh, that means I could get a Lieutenant Morales for $5. No, Josh, no.
I was like, they confirmed that it's $60.
Okay, yeah. So Jimmy's saying that it is $60, but also there's no deal on the other versions of the StimPak, and Miles to Go is saying so. That's a little disappointing, but I mean, if you're big into Heroes, you're playing Heroes a lot. I know lately on Core they've been talking about the value of a StimPak, and I think if you did the math, $60 is probably a steal. I don't even want to do the math of what it would cost to get StimPaks for the entire year. Some other big ones. You guys have linked the American GameStop sale. Am I going to click on this and be a little depressed by looking at all these deals?
It's nothing like to like hoot and holler about. Like, it's just they're like trade in some games, get extra credit, and buy 3 pre-owned games and get 1 free. Like,
so they just posted,
their usual Black Friday deals.
Yeah, they just posted
their console sales though are pretty good deals.
The PS4 is going on sale. What did I say, for $299 for Black Friday?
That's not bad. That's pretty. It's I'm looking at it now. I think it's kind of the same across the board, but on the Canada, it's $350 for both systems, packed in. Really, they keep the consoles at the same price. They just pack in extra games. So I think when it comes to the PlayStation 4, you're getting for $369, you're getting the Uncharted collection and God of War 3. So it sounds like that might be a similar deal, but knock $60 off exchange rates. But yeah, lots of great games at a discount price. It looks like Far Cry 4 is once again got a great deal. Need for Speed just released now. I mean, it's funny. Save $30, $49.99 for Need for Speed. I'm like, yeah, that's how much it costs to be a gamer in Canada right now. Or recolors, Jim is saying that's a really good point. Oh, look at this, Lizzy. They've got a pop vinyl pack here in the Canada. You might have to cross the border. You get a chest.
I'm down.
$50 chest, and it's like a random assortment of mystery Funko pop vinyls.
How much? What is this?
I don't know. It says $50 value. Oh, and then it says, only at EB Games, a Funko mystery box, a rare golden pop. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like drugs. So that's good. Yeah, and now I'm actually seeing right here Gears of War 3 or Gears of War Remake for $30. Is there any amiibo sales?
Oh boy.
Yeah, we won't
Speaking of addictions.
Yeah, I mean, remember last time I said I think I'm done buying amiibo? I got 2 waiting for me at the post office, so yeah, there's a problem, and it's
yeah.
His amiibos is your vinyls. That's
I mean, it's they're all behind me now because we put the Christmas tree up, so now there's just amiibos surrounding me. It's hard. You can't really see them.
It's hard not to. Like, you see them and you're just like, I love this.
I mean, $15 at a time. It's not that hard to be kind of like, I'll get one more, you know?
Yeah, you don't think it's that much until like you look at them and it's like, oh, I spent how much money on these?
Sure, you add anything up and it's going to be a lot of money, but if you do it like one piece at a time, it's not nearly as bad. I mean, I could be doing crack cocaine. I mean, that's just as expensive.
True.
But
I like
also
the justification.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, most of these came in like subscription boxes, so I feel pretty good about that. Like, I didn't buy most of them.
I've got some pop vinyls from like Loot Crate and stuff. And Ton Nagosa has just named the show The Shopper's Inn, which is weird because it just reminds me of Shoppers Drug Mart, but and Miles to Go. And yeah, so our name of the show will be The Shopper's Inn, At Least It's Not Meth. So we nailed it. So there's lots of deals
on iTunes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're already an explicit
got
podcast.
A funky theme behind it.
Yeah. I think that we probably highlighted, like, I mean, for those who want to buy this stuff, they'll seek it out. But we didn't mention Nintendo's also having a sale, but it's nothing to write home about. There's some.
Oh, Nintendo.
Yeah, I love my Wii U, but I already own most of these games. Like, some highlights, just pulling it up now, and I can kind of give you guys a heads up as to what might be worth checking out. I think Pikmin 3 was discounted. So we could see here Pikmin 3, Wind Waker, Luigi's Mansion. If you have a 3DS, definitely check that game out. It's so good.
Why did that not come out on the Wii U? I don't understand.
I don't know. I would love a Luigi's Mansion on the Wii U, but Nintendo's weird.
I mean, how is that not perfect? Like, you're looking for the ghost through the tablet, like...
Exactly. I played, there's a free to start game. It's what is it? Fatal Frame, which is kind of like that, but a little darker. That game was very dark. I only played the free to start. Yeah, very creepy. Another game worth checking out: Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Definitely worth checking out on Wii U. Oh, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Okay, I take that back. There's a lot of great games here on the Wii U. But I mean, if you're a Wii U owner, like, most of these games you probably have already looked at or purchased because there's not a lot of games on Wii U. But anyways, that's our shopper's corner. I think we've pretty much covered the whole gambit of what's for sale. We kind of maybe didn't touch a lot on the physical sort of deals when it comes to consoles, but I think your best bet is to check, GameStop in the States, EB Games, Best Buy here in Canada. It's a great time to buy a console. I've had a friend of mine say, I kind of want to buy an Xbox One. I'm like, wait for the deals. You'll end up spending the same amount of money on the console, but they'll throw extra games in to kind of kickstart your collection. Yeah. I mean, you might end up with Assassin's Creed Unity in the bundle, but which is what I got when I bought mine. Or you might get lucky. You might get something really cool. So we all look forward to having no money next week after all these sales end. So you're welcome, listeners, or please don't write in that you spend all your money, or do. I don't know. I mean, we could
pay your rent before you start buying anything.
Yeah.
And then be free.
Exactly. So once you've spent your money on important life-saving events like rent, groceries, what other stuff do you need? Gas, I suppose.
Bills.
Yeah, bills. Just walk to work. You don't need gas. But yeah, that's going to do it for... Sorry, Josh, you were going to say something?
It works for me.
Okay, perfect. So you'll walk to work.
See? Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
More games? Yeah, cool.
Exactly. Fallout. Well, you already have Fallout 4. You'll get Legacy of the Void. We'll play some co-op missions. And you don't need Heart of the Swarm to play Legacy of the Void, so there you go. Cool. Well, I just wanted to highlight a couple things before we wrap up the show. So tomorrow is game night, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, if you're listening to this after we post. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, brought to you by the patrons. The patrons suggest the game, we play it with everybody, and have a fantastically awesomeness time. So that is going to be streamed at twitch.tv/thegamersin starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know what game we're playing yet. No one's really suggested anything just yet. But hey, I don't even know what I had suggested we play. I think it might have been Heroes because everything's discounted. And as we just covered, we should all go spend the monies. And Lizzy, you should come out and play, and we'll introduce you to Heroes, and you'll buy that StimPak before you know it. How's that sound?
like I don't know what it is in that game, so I just keep picturing the Fallout StimPak, like this huge StimPak that he just carries around.
Yeah, it's pretty much a drip IV, and you just carry it around. Really? It lasts forever.
Oh my goodness!
You get to beat people with it, you know.
Yeah, it's like, well, you don't want to do that because that uses up your
strangle people with the.
What is this, Metal Gear Solid? I don't know. So that'll be a lot of fun. Definitely get in there and suggest it. I did want to also highlight that we did just finish Extra Life a couple weeks ago. We played video games for 24 hours, and we raised over $2,400 for the kids for charity. And you can go to bit.ly/TGI2015, TGI all caps, and donate until December 31st. So if you miss your chance and you still want to donate, you can certainly go there. We're not going to be hammering it into you guys about this event. We just kind of want to quickly remind folks that it was still going on. But you have until the end of December. If you have some money you're looking to donate to charities, why not donate it to Extra Life and save some kids? Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for joining me. It's been a blast talking about Fallout, talking about the deals, talking about the pop vinyl. It's finally nice to talk to someone who understands my problems, you know? Like, I have my amiibo addiction. She has a pop vinyl addiction. It's just good to have that support system, you know?
Yeah. It's okay, man. It's okay.
It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Eventually, they'll run into characters.
We'll get through this together.
If anything, I have the better problem because at least they'll run out of Nintendo characters eventually. Like, they can make pop vinyl out of anything.
Oh, true, yeah. I have like 0.2% of all the pop vinyl.
Well, you're just buying the cool ones.
Oh, my goodness.
So we'll go around the table here. Lizzy, we'll start with you. Why don't you tell the fine internet folks where they can find you?
Okay. Well, you can find me at Twitter. On Twitter at 8bitsofvelvets. I'm also on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/velvetdreamer. And on PSN all the time. My tag is blood_velvets. And just send me a message. I'll be here.
Cool. That sounds great. And before we move on, Jimmy just reminded me that tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so it'll probably be me and the Canadians. So it might actually just be Heroes solo play because I think a lot of folks that usually tune in are American, and you guys should certainly be with your families. But then once they all fall asleep, thanks to the turkey, don't do anything to the turkey that makes them fall asleep. I want to preface that.
It'll do it on their own.
Yeah, the turkey will act as a natural sleepy times. I don't know the actual term. Anyways, sleep aid, yeah. What is it? Tricepticon? Triceptifan? It's not Tricepticon, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's Tricepticon.
It sounds like a
sounds very
Tricepticon.
Tricepticons, roll out.
You just got like big triceps.
You just let me transform my arm into a bigger arm.
Yeah.
Are you intimidated enough to fall asleep?
Ah, yes. Look at my Tricepticons. What is happening? Josh, where can the listeners find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm _JDC. Also, I have the Any Key Gaming. That's at the Any Key Gaming. We do game nights on Fridays. Tomorrow's Thursday. So yes, Fridays. We'll be probably playing. We usually do Rocket League, which is a lot of fun. So if you want to join us, by all means. Also, my good buddy Evan, who was my co-host on the podcast, he and I are working on a special project for Any Key Gaming. So look forward to news on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it.
You guys have a pretty cool website too. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, there. You may notice because I know it's collecting a little bit of dust, but in the next coming weeks, you're gonna see a lot of different things on there.
Cool. Well, definitely go check out Josh and Lizzy on the tweeters, and also check them out on PSN. It sounds like you guys have a great time on Fridays, and I often see the tweet go out, but I'm often stuck in Tomb Raider or Fallout. Rush hour traffic. You're trying to collect that last relic. Perfect. Well, thank you again for joining us. I just want to give everybody a quick reminder that we are doing this 9 p.m. slot for a very good reason. I am learning all about babies and how they come into this world, otherwise known as prenatal class. So I do appreciate everybody's patience. I don't know why I explained it like that. Anyways, until this,
I thought you had a baby that was just like crying.
No. It's just easier to let them cry at 9 p.m. You know, it's just less. It's more humane. No, I am expecting in January, so there's some scheduling things that are come up. But until December 16th, we are going to be doing the show at the 9 p.m. slot. Then it should wrap back around to normal at our 7 p.m. slot. So I do appreciate everybody hanging in there. You can visit us on the web at gamersinpodcast.com. You can find us on amove.tv along with other fabulous podcasts, including The Angry Nerd, Into the Nexus, Overwatchers, and The Angry Chicken. Follow us on Twitter. You can find Jocelyn at JossPlays, who will be back next week. Ryan, myself, at R. Murphy. Lizzy at 8bits of Velvet. I had to load it back up. And Josh at _JDC. And finally, follow the show at The Gamers Inn. The video versions of all our episodes can be found on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/amovetv. You can also find the show on Facebook and Google+ if you like that sort of stuff. Finally, email the show just like Mike did, info@gamersinpodcast.com, and maybe we'll read your thoughts on the show. And it'll be glorious. Tell us what you bought for Black Friday. Tell us what you didn't buy for Black Friday because you have more willpower than me. Anyways, thank you for joining us. Everybody have a fantastic week. We'll see you tomorrow. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Americans. You're so awesome. Yep. Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving, you too, even if you don't celebrate.
I will celebrate by having not turkey.
Just eat. That's all you have to do. That's the whole point of Thanksgiving, is just to eat.
Perfect.